Hello everyone, welcome to the Darkness, and I am DarknessStone. And today we are dealing with quite a new situation that there are many sides to. This is about a YouTuber that many loved. Call me Carson. Carson is a Twitch streamer as well as a YouTuber who at the time of recording this has over 3 million subscribers, even though he has lost more than 120k during this situation. He makes Minecraft videos as well as others, like compilations or strange things he did with him and his friends, and streamed games on Twitch, which about half or more of his content comes from. Sadly, I was a fan of him for the longest time, since around maybe 600,000, but now I can't say that I am. I can't just support him after this, especially with me having fans of my own now. We should now begin to talk about the situation. I did try to wait until Carson responded, but it's been over a week, so I don't think he's going to respond for a while. A few days ago, on January 4th, a post came out by a user named MiniBorb, or Sam. After a drama alert about them with the help of Travis and Hugbox, talked about their experience with Call Me Carson, or who I'll just be calling Carson from now on. Sam talked with Carson about naughty things, as well as just messaging each other. They were also sending inappropriate pictures to each other as well. Sam was at the time 17 and Carson was 19 at the time of the screenshots that we were provided. Now some of you may say, wow, this is where the problem starts, but we will get into that. Like 2 years of an age gap isn't that bad, but there's more to the story. But as we move on, we have learned from Carson's ex-friends and ex-members of Lunch Club like Slimesicle, Joko, Travis, and Schlatt, who spoke out about the situation, that it was a lot worse than we thought. Carson has been sexting fans since March of 2020. Now a lot of this information I am also getting from Schlatt's channel and through his perspective on the entire situation, because he compiled it the best, and he honestly did the best with this whole thing in total. And to be completely honest, like out of character, this actually made me tear up slightly. I could hear the pain and sadness in Schlatt's voice, the frustration and anger, all of these emotions. I honestly feel bad for Schlatt, and I honestly hope for the best for him and the rest of those who are affected by Carson, and those in his friend group that have had to bear all of this. I want to be there for them if I could, even if they don't know me. Like a shoulder to cry on wouldn't hurt too bad, right? Because I cannot imagine how betrayed they all must feel. Now back onto the commentary. Schlatt says that during this time in March, Carson was in one of the roughest times in his life, and Schlatt could relate to some of the problems Carson was having on a personal level. So, he tried to help Carson. He spent hours in calls with Carson, talking to him, and trying to help him through this rough patch, and in that time, he grew rather close to Carson. Then, after Carson told him about the sexting, the Kate situation happened. If you don't know about the Kate situation, in a brief summary, it is this. A girl called Kate cheated on Carson with a YouTuber named Fitz. Kate made a pretty bad response, and after a break, Carson went back to streaming. But during this time, Schlatt says that they saw Carson's mental state go down even more, to the point that they thought Carson's life was in danger. They did their best to help him, even staying up in calls until the morning just to try to help. Even though they did that, they still set their boundaries straight, that if the fan sexting didn't stop, they were done with him. I commend that of Schlatt, I really do. Then they started to help Carson the best they could. They made him go see a therapist, help him with his issues regarding the internet, even talked him out of deleting everything and posting about Kate. After a while, Schlatt had a conversation with Carson's roommates, and he heard things that made it seem like Carson hasn't changed in the right way, like the messaging thing. It was happening while Schlatt was taking all of this time to help Carson. Then he says that him and Connor had lunch and they started putting everything together. They have heard stories from Carson's roommates and how he's treated them, and he realized that Carson wasn't getting any better at handling his bad behavior in the slightest. He can't even say it ever stopped, so he cut ties with Carson and talked with the others about how to go about things. He then says that this is starting to become a pattern of content creators using those who care about them. He then sends off saying he hopes Carson gets the help he needs. Now, I'm going to say this. If you watch Schlatt's video, I will say be careful, you may tear up. The pain in his voice is real, and honestly, if he needs someone to talk to, I would be there for him if he would let me. Now, with his words added, I can't forgive Carson. His friends tried so fucking hard to help him. It's almost like he didn't even fucking care! Honestly, I'm glad the people I watched most in his group was Travis, Schlatt, and Joko. Travis is like my comfort streamer. Joko also mentioned this on his Twitter with a Twitter video showing screenshots from a chat that had Carson and Krinios in it, who has also spoken on this. If you haven't, go follow Joko. His tweets make me laugh, and it seems like something we could all need right now. Now to talk about this in my own opinion. People are saying that the huge problem here is the 2-year age gap, and have started calling Carson a pedophile. Now, I would think that's a huge leap. I'm not going to say what Carson did was fine, but the way I see it, if you are in their position, a 2-year age gap with one underage, sending nudes is the huge problem, not the age gap. So if you don't want this problem, just don't be sexual. The problem here is that Carson was using his power of his channel and his influence to get in with his fans. That is an abuse of power. I can't imagine doing this, honestly. I can't imagine thinking this is okay. Me and the members of my fan Discord server compliment each other, but nothing close to this. You should not prey on your fucking fans. I'm not saying don't get close to your fans. I'm saying don't do anything sexual with them, unless you are in a relationship with said fan and you are both above age. And apparently with the Carson situation, there has been more than one victim, and I can't even see why you would go after multiple people. I can't imagine how you could think sexing a fan was okay, no matter what the cause, unless you two were already in a relationship. The huge problem with this that I see is if you couldn't tell, there was a power dynamic between Carson and his victims. Those of you who don't know what a power dynamic is where someone who is famous or has some sort of strong influence somewhere, whether it be in your local community or on YouTube, use said influence to do things that would normally be acceptable, or to convince the person who doesn't have the influence to do something. Basically, one person in the power dynamic is much more important than the other. They have more power, and in turn, it becomes a power dynamic. Now, power dynamics are done very often online. Sometimes it's used to get free art from a lesser known artist, sometimes it is used to get favors or contracts, and sometimes, like the one we are talking about today, where it is used to do or get inappropriate things from the diminished party. Now, for some reason here on YouTube, power dynamics have been happening a lot lately. Like Jay Schlatt said, people abusing them is what I'm meaning. With that, also a lot of predators have been showing up as well. Now, Carson, I do not think he's a predator, if it was just a 2-year age gap. I mean, they could have been a grade apart in high school. But I do know what he did was wrong with the power dynamic in question. And for anyone underage in my fan base, I'm going to say this. Do not ever even take inappropriate pictures of yourself. You will most likely regret it. Statistically, people say they regret it. And at worst, someone could betray your trust and send them to others. I honestly don't think it's smart to send inappropriate pictures, but that's just me. I'm just saying, if you do, you will most likely regret it, so I would advise against it. With that, I will also say if a creator you look up to or enjoy asks you for pics like that, don't do it. Report it if you can. Also know that you don't owe it to anyone to send something like that. Look out for yourself. Now my overall thoughts. I think Carson is way in the wrong. He shouldn't have sexted or tried things with his fans. Also, it honestly makes me upset on how he used his friends, and it almost looked like he didn't care at all about their feelings when they were trying to help it. I feel for his friends, especially Schlatt. I could hear the pain in his voice, and it makes me want to go hug my Mob Schlatt YouTube's figure I won on Twitter. Plus, those who've lived with him must be stuck in a rough situation. Carson, to you I say, there isn't a way to make up for this. But I will say, try harder. Be honest and transparent. That may help your case, but right now, you need to live up to what you had done. My message to Call Me Carson fans, I'm sorry, but there is other amazing content creators that do not do what he did. I recommend Joko, Travis, Schlatt, and Poke. They make amazing content and I think you would love them. And I can't imagine them doing something like this. Now my final thoughts are out of the way. Let's move on to the fan art feature. The first piece we have is from Madam Mystic on our Discord, or HWI Mystic on Twitter. They called it 22 Club because we are now both 21. And their character is smiling at mine because they put bear ears on me. I just think that's really funny. People call me a teddy bear. Mystic is an amazing member of the community and I've considered them a friend by now. I hope you all enjoyed this art, and thank Mystic for it. Secondly, we have 2 emote donations from the fan Discord by Anime Lover on Discord. Firstly, before we get to the art, the username, you got the OG Anime Lover? Bruh. Love it. Now the art. These are the Stone Pog and Stone Hello emotes. They were nice enough to donate these clean looking emotes, and I thank them greatly for it. Thank you for the art. Thirdly, we have a small animated GIF by Oxy Smoothly on Discord. I love the little dance. It makes me think of those classical slice of life anime intros. It's nice looking and it looks sassy. I love the colors and how Dark moves. Who knew he could dance? Thank you so much for this. Now we have a CC Vocaloid concert by Scarlet Rosa. They even sent me the me section of this. They drew me as Kaito. It has so many others like Doodle, Scarlet Otaku, Ponder, Nezzy, and even more in the audience. This is an amazing piece of fan art that has a little bit of something for everyone. Plus, the style is so smooth and nice to look at. Thank you so much for this piece. Up next is from Christopher the Toon Bird on Discord, making me an in-game sprite. It's extremely well done, and I respect the effort that was put into it. Like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a video game developer, but as I grew older, I decided against that, at least for AAA games. So I know making sprites, aka, or sprite sheets, is a difficult task. Thank you, Christopher, you did an amazing job. Now we have this piece by Horror Bitch on Discord, or Blood H Gumme Bears on Twitter. And they make these amazing looking pieces of darkness. The slight glow in the eyes and the crystal are very wonderful touches, as well as a small amount of electricity coming from the crystal. You did quite an amazing job with this. Thank you and well done. Then we have this piece from Rose Art Deadly on Discord, with Darkness Contained. If some of you don't know, right now I am making an ARG for my character, and so far people know it has to do with the SCP Foundation. So I drew this and it looks quite awesome with the colors and the shading. I love how it looks like floaty because Dark is being held in that tank. It's awesome. Thank you so much for this, Rose. I love it a lot. Lastly, we have this piece from Phoenix on Discord with Not the Hot Pocket. Now this was a reference while I was in my Discord's general chat. I was extremely tired and we were all just having fun with it. While that was happening, Phoenix dropped a Hot Pocket. I just said tiredly, Not the Hot Pocket, while I was still sleepy and everyone thought it was really funny, for some reason. But thank you for this art, Phoenix. So guys, this ends this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, enjoy the dogs.